What's up YouTube? Welcome to New Parenting Training. So today I got a 2-in-1 robot vacuum from Honiture. This is called the Q6 Lite. I'm gonna unbox and then I'm gonna go set this up to see how good this is. So anyway, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Alright, after sales service support, have the menu. So here's the water tank, clean with the mop, and here's the reservoir. Oh, they provide you a remote control with 2 batteries, 1 extra set of the pad, charging station, 1 extra filter. Here is the charging cable. Alright, here is the vacuum itself. So this is a glass top and you need to remove this before use. Remove this. There's a film on top of the glass. Oh, it looks nice with the glass finish on top. Alright, so they do provide you with a brush and a knife on one end, and you can pry and then get some of the dirt out of the vacuum after use. And they provide you with 4 brushes. 2 goes right on and 2 that's extra in case you need a replacement. Alright, so you just flip this over to put the brush on. There is a label, a left and a right label. So the left goes to the left, right goes to right. Okay. Now that's on. Okay, now let me go set this up. Alright, so before you start anything, download the app. According to the instruction, you can download the app in the Google Play Store or in Apple Store. What you need to do is you can scan either one of this QR code or go to the App Store to download them. Now the way that you scan it will lead you to the same place anyway. Alright, so the one that you need to download is the Honey Smart. Then open it up. So I need to sign up. Once you key in your email, they will send you a verification code. Then you have to key that in. You want to go to the next step. Then the next step is to set up a password. Now once you key in the password, it will come to this page. I just uncheck the access data and see if that allows me to. Okay, that works. Okay, now I need to add device. So this is the Q6 Lite. Now once you get to this page, as far as for the Wi-Fi, it doesn't work on the 5 GHz Wi-Fi network. It can only work on the 2.4 GHz. And underneath you will see your Wi-Fi name, and now you have to key in your password in order to connect to the Wi-Fi.
Welcome to use robot vacuum cleaner. Glad to serve you. The robot is ready.
Alright, so once you have set up your Wi-Fi connection to the app, now you have to set it up with the hardware. Now what you need to do first is to actually turn the vacuum on just by press the power button until the machine comes on. Now what you need to do is to reset the Wi-Fi button, and you press it for 6 seconds.
Start AP network connection mode.
And underneath here it says to confirm the indicator is blinking slowly. So as you can see, the light is blinking slowly. Check that and next. Alright, so you have to connect to this Smart Life. What you need to do is to find that, and on here it says Smart Life 7B14, and now it's adding device. Once you have successfully connected to your Wi-Fi network and the Wi-Fi signal is solid green. Okay, so now we can start clean. So the first time there's not going to be any map, obviously, because it hasn't done any vacuuming. So now I'm going to let it go and vacuum a bit. Before I'm going to do that, let me talk about some of the function here. As you can see, there are 3 buttons on top. This one, it just means go back to recharge or recharging. So if you need the machine to go back to charge, then you press that, it will go back to charge. When it's recharging, this light should be blinking. And this is a power button, obviously. Long press, either turn on or turn off. Press once, either start clean or pause. And this is the Wi-Fi if you need to reset your Wi-Fi. And that's that on the top, and this is the LiDAR sensor that they have. Flip to the bottom here. Here is the brush. To take out the brush, you need to press this 2 taps and lift. And now you can do cleaning on the brush or just take it out if you want to. Here are some of the sensor, the drop sensor. So if the machine gets too close to a step, then once it senses it, then it won't go any further to prevent tip over. Now in the front, that's where the dustbin is. There's a button here, you press and it will come right out. Now once you get the dustbin out, you pull this, see the arrow sign, and the dustbin will open up. You just dump the trash out. There's a tap here. You open it up, you can take out this filter and replace with the new one. All right, so lastly, I just wanted to mention about the charging station. You do need to have some clearance on either side and the front in order for it to set up correctly. So on the side, the left side and the right side, what you need is about 0.5 meter of clearance, and the front need to have 1.5 meter of clearance for the vacuum to go back to. Now, I would strongly suggest you lean this against the wall, a flat surface, so that way this will not move around. They do have some rubber tabs to prevent this charging station to slide. All right, let me go charge this up and then do some vacuuming. All right, so after some time of using this robot, I really like it. There's a feature that I have not seen any other robotic vacuums before. It is the fact that it allows you to manually control this robotic vacuum via the app or using the remote control. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still a robotic vacuum. So with a push of a button, this thing can start vacuuming your house, the room, or spot clean on demand. With the manual control, it just gives you more control over the vacuum itself. Now, if you have a small dirty spot somewhere in the house, you don't need to do spot clean, you don't need to do zone clean, you just manually control this robot to that spot, clean it up, and send it back home. Isn't that cool? This by far is the most unique thing about this vacuum. As far as for the spot clean, I have used coffee ground as an example. Now I have tried the pin and go. Now this feature lets you pin anywhere on the map. Now the one thing I found pin and go is not that well is because the area clean is so small. Now one way that if you want to do a actual spot clean, you can do config, set a zone where you want to clean. Now you add the clean area and this give you a little square you can drag along anywhere on the map and it will clean the area. You can make the area smaller or bigger. Essentially it will clean that square box that you set for the robot to clean. This is a better way to do the spot clean. Now if your area needs to be encompassed even more, then you can select area to clean. This way you can select each individual room that you want to be clean. So Honiture Q6 Lite is actually the fastest robotic vacuum I have tested. It did it in 2 sessions. Granted, I am not sure why it recorded as 2 different sessions, but it did it in 44 minutes to vacuum our entire first floor. This by far is the fastest robotic vacuum I have tested. Now you can manage the room. You can divide the room even further or merge the room. So the app will allow you to do that. And the suction, it has actually 4 modes. You can turn the suction off and you can have the energy saving.
Detail cleaning mode.
The standard
cleaning mode.
and strong.
Strong cleaning mode.
You can also set virtual barrier where you don't want it to go to. Either you can set it as area or virtual wall. As far as for mopping function, if you ever mop floor before, then you know that you do need to agitate the floor in order to clean it well. Now for this, it doesn't really agitate the surface. It just kind of glide over it. The mopping function is always good to have, don't get me wrong. Even though it's wiping off the surface, it's better than not wiping at all. Now this vacuum does have this continue clean at breakpoint. You should always have this on. When the battery runs out on the vacuum, it will return to base, recharge, and continue on where it has left off. This is a must-have for any of the modern day vacuums. I do have a little issue with the app itself. Not everything is easy to find. So for instance, I have this map created when the vacuum did the first go around. But my kid came to play with the vacuum later. So he lifted the vacuum, but for whatever reason, the map didn't end up get saved. And now all of a sudden I lost the map. Now that's where my issue comes in. It's not that easy to save the map. Now you would think that it would be under map edit, but it's not. Map edit does let you edit the map itself, but it doesn't let you save. You have to go into the more, you have to go rule manage in order for you to save that map. That way you can reuse the map whenever you switch floor. The app has a lot of things going for it, but it's just kind of all over the place. It's a little bit hard to find what you need to find, but they are all there. So yeah, you have to kind of mess around with the app in order to understand it a little bit better. So overall, I really like this Honiture Q6 Lite. The hardware is there, the vacuum does its job really well. What strikes me the most is the ability that you can use the app or the remote control to control the vacuum as it vacuums the floor. So that's one thing I have never seen in other vacuums before. And this one has it. At the time of filming, this vacuum is only $349.99 with $90 coupon that you can apply. This vacuum is only $259 at the time of filming. It packs a lot of good value in this price. I think right now with all the vacuums I have tested, this one is by far the best at this price range. If you have any questions, comment down below. Until next time, bye.